There's also a vacancy of sorts at the top of the pound-for-pound rankings. Now, technically, everyone's moved up a spot in the ring rankings. So it's like Usyk 1 and the Monster 2. But I'll just mention that for the last several years, there's been a debate in boxing about who the number one pound-for-pound fighter it was, you know? Now, people like me who were proven right by the events of what actually happened would say Crawford. But others would argue Usyk and Inoue, and not always in that...
Max Kellerman is not holding back this time. He says the pound-for-pound throne is no longer empty, and he knows exactly who deserves it next. After studying the numbers and watching the fights closely, Kellerman believes it's time to name a true successor to Terence Crawford. This isn't just another ranking change. It's a clear shift in power, and Kellerman wants to end the debate once and for all.
Mama, Grandma, we made it. We made it. You know, it's been a journey, you know? It's been a journey. I remember like it was yesterday. I wanted to quit boxing. You know, it was getting to the point where I didn't enjoy it no more. I didn't love it no more. And Bomac, you know, he always, hey, don't worry about it, man. Just keep going. It's gonna all pay off one day. And I'm like, man, fuck boxing. But them having the faith in me and keeping me on the narrow arrow, you know, is what y'all see today.
It wasn't a quiet exit, it was a statement. Terence Crawford left boxing as the undisputed super middleweight champion and the clear number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. But by stepping away, he didn't just leave belts behind, he left chaos. The real question now isn't who wins those titles, it's who becomes the new king of boxing. A panel featuring Max Kellerman, Malik Scott, and Shady McCoy sat down to answer that exact question, and their answer shows how the definition of greatness is changing today.
It's a clean sweep. So there is, on this show, there is no controversy. I believe it's Usyk for one reason. They're both super fighters, right? And Bam might join them pretty soon. Usyk has a bag that reminds me of Crawford. No matter what adjustment you make, Tyson Fury makes great adjustments. He made adjustments and was playing with Usyk in the middle of that fight. Playing with his food, toying with him. Oh my God, Tyson Fury just separated himself from Usyk. And Usyk made another adjustment and came back and beat him. And then beat him in the rematch. He's like Crawford that way. Yes. He's like Crawford, not the puncher Crawford is. I think that was the difference. They're very similar. Crawford's a better natural puncher than
he can adjust
Usyk.
On the fly.
But
for years, the debate was a three-headed monster.
For years, the pound-for-pound debate had three names: Crawford, Inoue, and Usyk. With Crawford gone, many expected disagreement. Instead, the experts all agreed. Alexander Usyk is now the number one pound-for-pound fighter in the world. It's not just his record that makes him special, it's what he's done. He dominated cruiserweight, then moved up to heavyweight and beat giants. Against fighters like Tyson Fury and Daniel Dubois, Usyk didn't just survive, he broke them down.
He's so fucking good. He's so good. I mean, you think about what that guy has done. He beat AJ twice. He beat Tyson Fury twice. And now he beat Dubois twice. That's crazy.
No, it's incredible.
Those are two of the best, like, of this era. I think he's one of the best of all time. I really do. I think he's one of the best heavyweights of all time. And his movement is so different. One of the things that was interesting, where they were talking about the fight, and AJ Tony Bellows was talking about when he fought him, and AJ was saying that when he fought him, it was the most exhausted he's ever been. Because he's always moving. There's no rest with him.
No rest.
There's
no
like
time
constant, there's constant twitching.
Under fire the whole time.
you're constantly thinking, when is this coming? There's no silent agreements. There's no relaxation. There's no, there's no rounds off. Yeah. Everything is, he's putting it on you and moving constantly. Like I always say, he's like a giant Lomachenko.
Got it.
They were both trained by the same guy.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, Lomachenko's father trained Usyk as well.
Ah.
Yeah.
So there's something, something.
Obviously, gravity keeps him from moving the way Lomachenko does, because Lomachenko's so small.
Yeah.
He can like dance around you.
For sure.
In footwork, just majestic footwork. But Usyk's footwork is like, there's a bunch of breakdowns of the final combination that he hit Daniel with, and you know he steps off to the side and lands that fucking left hook from hell. God, it was good. You could see Daniel was already tired.
Max Kellerman explained why Usyk stands above everyone else. It comes down to adjustment during a fight. When things change, Usyk adapts. Just look at his fights with Tyson Fury. Fury is huge, awkward, and knows how to use his size. Still, Usyk figured him out, adjusted his timing, and took control. Malik Scott and Shady McCoy agreed completely. When a smaller fighter doesn't just beat a giant, but outskills him, that is true pound-for-pound greatness. Usyk may not score one-punch knockouts anymore, but mentally, he breaks opponents apart.
Now where he is now, he has not been knocking people out the same way. Until then, even as he moved up, he was beating people up and knocking them out. And now that stopped, whereas Usyk only made one jump, but it's a big jump.
It's a big jump, right?
And he's still still knocking
like
guys
Tyson
out.
Fury, he really handled Tyson Fury.
He did.
And this is Tyson Fury we talking about.
Yeah.
How about you?
I got to go with Usyk as well, Max. And again, what you said is why I have him number one. I mean, Daniel Dubois is a very, very solid heavyweight.
Solid
He picks
guy.
him apart like no problem.
I wouldn't call him solid. I call him dynamic.
Dynamic,
He's
yeah,
a
that's fair.
dynamic heavyweight.
That's
He
fair.
has speed, he has power, he has athletic ability. He didn't want it at the end of the Joe Joyce fight, but he has since righted the ship.
Yep.
But he no question, Usyk dominated him.
Look what Usyk did to him. Usyk
I
can do
believe
it all.
twice.
You know,
Did he twice?
southpaw
He did
twice,
somebody
two
else he
knockouts.
beat
Two
twice?
knockouts twice, yeah.
Now, I'll say this. It's a clean sweep. So there is, on this show, there is no controversy. I believe it's Usyk for one reason. They're both super fighters, right? And Bam might join them pretty soon. Usyk has a bag that reminds me of Crawford. No matter what adjustment you make, Tyson Fury makes great adjustments. He made adjustments and was playing with Usyk in the middle of that
Yes,
fight.
he was.
Playing with his food, toying with him. Oh my God, Tyson Fury just separated himself from Usyk. And Usyk made another adjustment and came back and beat him. And then beat him in the rematch. He's like Crawford that way.
Yes.
He's like Crawford, not the puncher Crawford is. I think that was the difference. They're very similar. Crawford's a better natural puncher than
He can
than
adjust
Usyk.
on the fly.
But he can
Of course, many fans are shouting the name Naoya Inoue, and they have a strong case. Inoue is a 4-division champion with speed, power, and highlight reel knockouts. But the experts explain why he ranks second, not first. Reason is size difference. While Inoue has moved up divisions, the physical challenge he faces is not as extreme as what Usyk deals with fighting much bigger heavyweights.
pound for pound now in
Usyk.
Crawford's absence. Inoue 2. Malik, you think it's Usyk 1, Inoue 2, apparently, right?
Yes.
Or do you have Larry Holmes 2? You know, he's retired.
I believe when Crawford fought Canelo before the fight is when I really understood that the pound-for-pound list from people is a real circumstantial statement.
Okay.
Because going in, I already said Usyk is the number one pound-for-pound. I don't care how Terence Crawford beat Canelo. Usyk still was my guy. And after the fight, Terence, yeah, he is top 3 pound-for-pound, but I would have to put Alexander Usyk
So you
there.
still have Usyk over Inoue?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you have Usyk 1, Inoue 2. What do you got,
Usyk 1.
Shady?
I'm going with Usyk 1, like you just talked about. I mean, he's been so dominant, right? And I think in a way he's doing a great job, but I gotta go with Usyk, man. And it's just the way he's been fighting though, right? You heavyweight, right? And you beating these bigger guys, you beating them down.
Now, Inoue has
He beat-
moved up more divisions than Usyk. However, those jumps are smaller.
Crawford
And
too.
Usyk, now where he is now, he has not been knocking people out the same way. Until then, even as he moved up, he was beating people up and knocking them out. And now that stopped, whereas Usyk only made one jump, but it's a big jump. From
It's a
cruiser
big
to
jump.
heavy.
By retiring now, Crawford avoids facing fighters like Jaron Boutsenis or a unified champion like Janabek. Critics say this leaves unanswered questions. Crawford's response is simple. He believes he wouldn't get credit anyway. If he beat Boots, people would say Boots was too young. If he beat Janabek, they'd say he wasn't proven yet. He might be right. Still, years from now, those missing names could be the only thing keeping Crawford from being seen as the greatest ever. He chose peace over chasing approval. Time will decide if that was the right choice. What do you think? Crawford retired too early? Or was it perfect timing? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. We'll see you next time.
Inoue did what Inoue does to Alan Picasso, and the casuals immediately chimed in, crowning him the pound-for-pound king. That's not analysis, that's fandom. Pound for pound isn't about how dominant you look in your own lane. It's about the quality of opposition, the context of the wins, and what's actually at stake. And by that standard, there is a clear pound-for-pound number one, and it's not Naoya Inoue. That leader is Alexander Usyk. And once you step back and actually look at what he's done and who he's done it against, that gap is clear. Part of the reason we're only having this conversation now is because Terence Crawford stepped away, which is why it feels so open. And with that spot vacated, people rush to fill it. This isn't about tearing Inoue down. It's about what being the best pound-for-pound fighter asks of said fighter. And once you apply that standard consistently, the conversation changes fast. And that's exactly why we need to talk about what actually happened with Naoya Inoue's fight last night with Alan Picasso. Now, before y'all guys like jump in the comments and stuff and say, oh, you're just tearing down Inoue, you don't think Inoue is good? Like, no, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not tearing down Naoya Inoue. Instead, I think he looked absolutely fantastic against Alan Picasso. I mean, there was not a moment in the fight where I was concerned for the safety or the legitimacy of Naoya Inoue's number 2 pound-for-pound spot. My real issue comes in with what Usyk's done compared to what Inoue's done. And it's completely clear now that, assuming Terence Crawford's really retired, I think he is, it's very clear that Alexander Usyk's number one. And it was always clear that it was Crawford, Usyk, Inoue, but now it's just Usyk and Inoue since Crawford is gone. And you go back and you look at the Joshua, Dubois, Fury. Dubois wins for Alexander Usyk. Nothing Inoue has done matches that.